Welcome to Real Talk with Reginald D's motivational coaching question and answer segment. I'm your motivational coach, Reginald D. On today's episode, we have an important topic to discuss about seeing your future clearly, and it's based on a listener's question, which reads, Reginald D, why can't I see my future clearly, and how do I change that? So let's jump right in. Let me ask you something today, and I don't want a quick answer. I want you to really sit with this. Why is it that you can imagine everything going wrong in your life, but when it comes to imagining your success, your purpose, your next level, it gets quiet? Why is it that you can see failure so clearly, but you struggle to see yourself winning? Some of you right now, you can picture the rejection before it happens. You can feel the disappointment before you even try. You can already hear what people are going to say about you before you even step out. But when it comes to seeing yourself successful, you hesitate, you doubt it, you shrink it. And today we're going to deal with that. Because what you're dealing with is not lack of talent. It's not lack of opportunity. It's not even a lack of discipline. It's a lack of trained imagination. And until you fix that, you will keep living beneath what God already placed inside of you. Napoleon Hill said, in Think and Grow Rich, that imagination is the workshop of the mind. Now I need you to catch that. That means everything in your life, everything you're experiencing right now, everything you're building or not building, was first created in your thinking. Before it became reality, it was imagination. Before it became results, it was a picture in your mind. So if your life doesn't look the way you want it to look, you start by fixing what you're seeing in your mind. Now let's go deeper. Because a lot of you don't realize this. Your imagination is already powerful. It's just not working for you. It's working against you. You wake up, and before your feet even hit the ground, you've already imagined stress. You've already imagined problems. You've already imagined everything that go wrong. That's why anxiety feels real. Because you're not just thinking it, you're seeing it. Let me give you a picture you'll never forget. Your imagination is like a movie screen. Every single day something is playing. Now here's the problem. A lot of you are not directing that movie. You're sitting back, watching whatever shows up. And for some of you, it's the same movie on repeat. The movie of fear, doubt, failure. I'm not good enough. What if I mess this up? What if I embarrass myself? What if this doesn't work? And you keep watching that same film day after day, and then you wonder why your life isn't changing. You can't keep replaying the same mental movie and expect a different life outcome. Let me bring some truth into this. The Bible says in Proverbs 23rd chapter 7 verse, for as he thinks in his heart, so is he. That means your life is not just shaped by what you do. It's also shaped by what you consistently think and imagine. So if your imagination is full of fear, your life will follow fear. If your imagination is full of doubt, your actions will follow doubt. But if you begin to see yourself differently, everything begins to shift. Let me slow this down and coach you, because somebody needs to hear this. You don't become what you want in life. You become what you consistently see in your mind. That's why some of you have been stuck for years, not because you don't have what it takes, but because every time you get close to leveling up, your imagination pulls you back. Let me take you into my life for a moment. There was a season where I knew I was called to something greater. I felt it in my spirit. I knew I wasn't meant to stay where I was. But if I'm being honest with you, I couldn't fully see it. And because I couldn't clearly see it, I hesitated. I second-guessed. I questioned myself. I asked, am I ready? Am I good enough? What if this doesn't work? And I didn't realize at the time, it wasn't that God didn't give me the vision. It was that I hadn't trained my imagination to hold it. Let me say that again. God can show you something your mind is not prepared to carry yet. And if your imagination isn't strong enough, you will talk yourself out of your own blessing. I had to make a decision. Am I going to keep imagining my limitations? Or am I going to start seeing myself the way God sees me and grind and work hard? And that shift didn't happen overnight, but it started with discipline. I started watching my thoughts. I started correcting my vision. I started speaking life instead of doubt. I started imagining myself stepping into rooms I haven't even entered yet. And slowly, my life started catching up with what I was seeing in my mind. That's what Romans 12 chapter 2nd verse says. Be transformed by the renewing of your mind. Not your environment, not your situation, your mind. Because when your mind changes, your direction changes. Now let's deal with something real. Some of you right now, you're stuck because you don't know what to do. You're stuck because every time you think about doing it, your imagination shows you everything that could go wrong. And you stop before you even start. You're quitting mentally before life even tests you physically. Let me challenge you. What have you been imagining about your life? Because whatever you've been imagining, you've been rehearsing, and whatever you rehearse, you will eventually perform. Now here's where we go deeper. Because imagination has two sides. Napoleon Hill talks about this. You have a synthetic imagination, which uses what you already know. And then you have a creative imagination, which is vision, intuition, and inspiration. That moment when something just hits you, that idea that won't leave you, that vision you can't shake. That's not random. That's purpose knocking on your mind. But here's the problem. Most people dismiss it. They say, that's too big. That's unrealistic. That's not for me. And they shut it down. Let me tell you something. Every great thing you see today was once called unrealistic by someone who couldn't see it. So the real question is, are you going to trust what you see in your imagination? Or are you going to let fear talk you out of it? Now let's talk about fear. Because fear loves imagination. Fear uses your imagination. Fear paints pictures. Fear exaggerates outcomes. Fear makes things look bigger than they really are. But here's the truth. Fear is just imagination going in the wrong direction. So what do? You take control of it. You redirect it. You retrain it. And I'm going to give you something practical right now. When fear shows up, pause and ask yourself, what am I seeing right now in my mind? Then ask, what should I be seeing instead? And replace it. Because your imagination doesn't just stop. It has to be redirected. Let me push you one more level deeper. Some of you are waiting to feel confident before you move. But confidence doesn't come first. Visions come first. You see it, then you believe it. Then you move on it. Then confidence follows. That's why some of you feel stuck. Because you're waiting to see something instead of building something in your mind. Now let me say this. You will never build a life you refuse to see. Now I'm going to give you a challenge for the week ahead. For the next 7 days, spend 5 minutes every day visualizing your future. Visualize your future, not worrying, not doubting, and then write down one vision, and then take one step. Because small actions backed by strong imagination create real change. I'm going to leave you with this. Your imagination is not random. It's a preview. It's a glimpse. It's a seed. Stop using it to create fear and start using it to build your future. Because if you can see it, and if you can believe it, and if you're willing to move on it, you can become it. Your voice matters. Your dream still lives. So keep showing up, bold, real, and ready. I want to thank my listener for the question, and I truly hope it helps people today. Now, don't forget to send your questions to me via email at rsherman@realtalkwithreginald.com, or visit my website at realtalkwithreginald.com, and message me or send me a voicemail on my website, or message me on social media platforms. Just search Real Talk with Reginald D. Please share this episode with your family and friends, and don't forget to subscribe to the show so you can receive alerts when new episodes are published. That's all for today's episode, fam. I hope you found this episode inspiring and helpful while you're building the road to your dreams. And as always, thank you for tuning in. And until next time, stay inspired and keep pushing through those obstacles and roadblocks. And don't lose sight of your dreams. You have the power and greatness inside of you. See you next time.